So what is a single dimensional array? So means we have been discussed all how to declare a single dimensional array, and then declaration of different types. Means there are two types of declaring the array, and then assigning the particular values to the array at one shot, or single allocating of that one, accessing it, and then enhance means changing it, and then looping it and printing it. So now what I wanted to do is how we wanted to do it with a two-dimensional array. So now two-dimensional array, which is like so we would be having the rows and columns. For an example, I wanted to store the values. Now when I wanted to store the values in this particular pattern, so now I have a particular table. I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So now I wanted to store these particular values. So when I wanted to store this one values is means always you remember this word RC. So RC means first rows and then columns. So now what row is this and what column is this? Now if you see here, this is 0th row, 1th row, and 2nd row, 3rd row. It starts from this particular pattern. The same way, column 1 2 3 4. Now if at all I wanted to have this one, so now columns also zeros 1 2 3, right? Okay, 1 2 3. Now if I wanted to have this particular value, which row it is? 0th row. And which column it is?
1.
So now 0 1. So now if I access this particular 0 1, so then this would be giving me the value of this. And if I wanted to have this value, then
1 and
2. 1 2.
2.
That's it. So this is the how we will be accessing the values of this. Now when I have this particular values, so how I wanted to store, see now this is where you are trying to access the values. Now if you wanted to store these particular values, how you wanted to store it? So for that one we will be having a two-dimensional array. Okay, so conceptually using this particular two-dimensional array, it is really very rare, but if you means for understanding and for learning, it is very simple if you concentrate it on it. Now for an example, now the first part of this one, what we wanted to learn is here also yesterday whatever we learned, now the same thing we will be trying to learn it. Pina, if Palomita is getting joined, so allow her because she's to take the next part of our session. So here we will be having declaration. Okay, so now how we need to declare the 2D. 2D means two-dimensional array. Now, when we yesterday when we are doing with one single dimensional array, so what we have done, so we have been given int, and then we have been given the variable name. Now, what we need to do if it is a two-dimensional array, int 2 square braces. Data type, it's a two-dimensional. By seeing this one, I can understand it's a single dimensional, and this is a two-dimensional. And here I'll be having the variable name. And equal to, now here I'll be having the values. Now first row I wanted to store it with 1 2 3 4 5, and I wanted to store second row, right? I'll be giving it a comma separated, and then I'll be having 1 2 3 4, or you can write 5 6 7 8. This is how I'll declare the two-dimensional array. Here what I used to do, I'll be declaring with the curly braces 1 2 3 4. One curly braces, this is how I'll be storing it if it is a one-dimensional array. But this is a two-dimensional array. So as this is a two-dimensional array, so this is taking these particular values. This is how we will be storing it. Okay.
Yes.
So now every dimension will have the curly braces. So now this is one dimension, and then this is two dimension. So we will be having the own set of curly braces, and also it will be closed with these particular curly braces. So that is what the single dimensional, that is what the multi-dimensional array declaration, and then assigning the values. Okay, so now what we will be doing is, so now if you see here in an array, what we are trying to do, I'm storing 1 2 3 4, means we are trying to store the multiple values. Means what is the definition of an array? So array will store multiple values into a single variable. Now, what is multi-dimensional array or two-dimensional array means? It is array of arrays. Means now see, now this is one array, this is one array, right? Now that is what here it was saying it. A multi-dimensional array is an array of arrays. Okay. So always remember that array will store a single dimensional or a homogeneous values, and it stores multiple values into a single variable, and then it is very easy to access them with the help of indexes. So that is what a multi-dimensional array or two-dimensional array. So this is how we will be accessing them. Now, how we wanted to access this one. So already we have been discussed about the accessing part also. Now, the first part we have been discussed about declaration. And we have been discussed about now, we have been even seen that assigning this particular values, you can see that this is how we are assigning the values. Now we are trying to access this particular values. How I can access this particular value? Now, if you see here, I wanted to access this one, this particular value 7. How I'll be accessing it? 7 means this is 0th array, this is 1th array. Now here I said to you, right? So first it will come RC. Okay, Royal Challengers. You remember in that way, so that it means I used to remember that way. That is easy for me to do it. So now if you see here, the first value is what? The array index. The array index is 1, and this starts in this array. The values is 0, 1,
0, 1, 2.
1, 2. So now I'll getting this value.
7.
Now if I wanted to have this 3 value, I wanted the output of 3. What I should write it here?
0, 2.
0,
2.
0,
2.
and 2.
2.
And if I wanted to have 6, then
1 and 1.
1, 3, 1, 2.
1, 1.
1, 1. Sorry, 1, 1.
1.
1.
So this is how we will be accessing. Is it hard? See, it's very simple and very easy if you understand the concepts well. Now for an example, now I wanted to print the values. Now you remember that we will be writing a loop to iterate on this, and it need to print, and this need to iterate on this, and it need to print. So we use 2 for loops to print this one. So this is how we will be trying to write that particular thing. And here also we'll be having the length, and then that particular length we'll be taking it and we will be trying to print on this one. So this is what multi-dimensional array. Now for an example, now I wanted to print this multi-dimensional array. I'll just try, whatever we have been discussed, I quickly discuss here, and then we will proceed on this. Okay, so now here, I wanted to create. Okay, anyways, so we have the arrays, right? Arrays demo. So I'll create another class here to avoid the confusion. I will say that MD multi-dimensional array. Okay, so now I wanted to define a multi-dimensional array, and I wanted to go ahead. So now I'll be going ahead with the string. Okay, so I wanted to go with the what? So I will go with the cars, or I'll go with the every time cars, right? So now laptop brands, STR laptop brands. Okay, I wanted to talk on this one, right? Okay, now I wanted to define this one. This is usually we will be defining a string, a single variable. So now for an example, now I wanted to define this one brand 1. Okay, so yesterday anyways we discussed about on this string single dimension, right? Now I'll directly jump into this one so that you can understand. So now what I wanted to do, So here I define this particular data type. I can give the space and without space, but you follow this would be the best practice. By seeing this one, I can understand that string is a data type, and these are the two dimensional array, and this is the variable name for this one. So now what I'll try to do, I'll give this one with this. Okay, so when I have been given this one, so I'll take now one array. In this particular array, I'll write some costly brands like okay, so Sony, Apple, and HP. Okay, now here I wanted to create another array. So see, now this is a string, right? I need to give the double quotes. So I'm giving that one. So if you see here, I'll add that particular string. Okay, so now if I go to here, now I'll be creating another another strings. So now what I'll try to give mi, and I'll talk
Del.
about
Lenovo.
Dell, and I'll talk about Lenovo. Okay. Okay, I have been given this particular branch. Now if you see here, now this is the two-dimensional array. So now I have, means this is how the first one I have been declared it. So now I can declare with the data type, and what it is a two-dimensional array. This is a that particular two-dimensional array variable name, and this is one particular array, and this is another array. So now this is a zeroth array, zero tooth array. Now I wanted to just print out the print Sony. Then how I wanted to do this? I wanted to print Sony. Then
Variable name with 0, 0.
0, 0.
1, 0.
Is 0.
Variable name.
okay. So now what are the values I need to print it now?
0.
0, 0.
Sony alumni.
Got it. So now if I start executing this one, I'll see the output. Here my laptop is Sony. Now if I wanted to have HP,
0, 2.
0, 2.
that's it. Yes. Any 0, 2 is what this one. So now if I wanted to have Dell,
1, 1.
1,
here we have 1, 1, and 1. So we have this. That's it. That's it. That is what the two-dimensional array. How easy it is to do it. I wanted to print all these particular values now. For example, I wanted to know the length of first array, length of second array. How I'll get it?
Using for loop.
Huh?
By using for loop.
What is my question?
Variable name with dot length.
Dot length. 1 dot length.
Dot length and
I'm
then
asking you the
braces with
length.
the
If I wanted to know the length of this one, so if I given this
Dot
length,
length with
particular
particular array.
arrays. 0 or 1, which array you want.
Which array you want. So,
so now if you see here, this is 1 and this is 2. Now I wanted to know for the first, only for this one. Then
In braces, we give 0 as
so here we will be giving it
0.
So now here we have 1, 2, 3. Now if I wanted to have this one,
1. 1.
see, you have 4 here, you have 3 here, and you have overall 2 arrays here. So this is how the length would be calculated. I wanted to change the value of this HP. Then change the
Variable.
value of the HP. What I need to do?
Variable name with 0, 2,
0 to equal to
Oh, or I think I'm getting a lot of background noise.
equal to by the change name.
So instead of HP, what I wanted to print something like
Samsung.
okay. See, now if I start this one, what it will try to print me? If you see here it will print me the HP, here it will print me the Samsung, and here it print me the Dell, and it will print me 243. That's it. Very simple, right? The same thing, how you operated the one single dimensional array, two-dimensional array is also same. Now here we'll be having the data type name and the 2 square braces as its two-dimensional variable name, and here we'll have one array and second array. And if this is how the values would be assigned, so this should be in the flower braces. For this is like an array of arrays. So now here, if you wanted to pull it out, so we'll be having the row value and the column value. So just we'll be giving that particular values, we'll be printing it. And if you wanted to know the length of this one, we'll be taking overall array length. And here for particular array length, you can take it in this particular way, and you can change this particular value. So here, if you see here, we have been discussed about declaring, assigning, accessing, getting the length, exchanging the values. Now we wanted to print these particular values. Now what I wanted to do for, now first of all, I wanted to print the values, means how many arrays are there. So first I wanted to print that one. So now for this one, what I will be doing, so first I'll be having a single for loop. Okay, in this particular for loop, what I wanted to do, I want to say that int counter, or I'll say that external counter, okay, equal to 0, and I'll be keeping the condition. What's the condition I need to keep?
with the variable name dot length.
So this variable name dot
Dot length.
length, and I need to keep this one
With an int x counter plus plus.
I need to say that it's counter plus plus.
Counter plus
Okay,
plus.
now what I wanted to do, so here I'll be saying that SYSO. So this means how many times this counter would be looped.
My list.
External loop. So if you see here, I'll be taking this particular counter and I'll be printing this. Now, how many times this will be printed?
2.
2 times.
Okay, this printed for 0th and 1. This is 0th and 1, because the length of this one is 2. If you see here, this length of this one is 2, so that it taken the 2 times and then it printed. Now I wanted to print these internal values. Now what I need to do? I'll do another for loop.
Add 1.
Now what I wanted to do here.
Mm.
So here I wanted to go and say that this, okay, I'm just declaring that particular, I'm just control value. Here I'll be keeping that this is internal loop, right? int. Now what is syntax I need to do? So how many times this need to rotate now?
It's 2 times.
So how these need to run for 2 times? This is internal counter. See now, first of all, I got 2, this one and this one. Now next what I wanted to have, I wanted to take only this one and these values need to be run. Then how I need to do this? Then what I need to do then this? Int counter, it is less than, what is this? It should less than what?
String.
Now I wanted to print only this one.
1.
Guys, understand? I wanted to only get these values. Then what I need, which length I need to take it?
0. 1. 1.
So now I need to have 0
0.
and 1.
0, sir.
Now 0
Zero,
and
sir.
1. What it was printing me for the 0 and 1? If I given 0, okay. So if I given the hard coded the 1, 0th, and I have been given the length, okay, and I wanted to counter plus plus. Now what is the output for this? What is the output for this?
Sony Apple HP.
Sony Apple
HP.
HP.
Yes.
So now, okay. So now here I wanted to print the values. Now how I wanted to print that value?
Variable name with int
Count.
counters.
See, variable,
Name
this
with
is the variable. See how I'm printing the values you see here.
Using the external counter and variable and int counter.
See now, if I wanted to have Sony, what is the values I need to give?
0.
0, 0.
0. Now here,
0.
now this should be iterated every time, right? How
0.
many times this loop would be iterated?
4 times.
So now this value, if I have been passed here, then it will be iterated for 4 times, right?
Yes, sir.
See now what it was printing? 0th time, Sony, Apple, Samsung, Acer, and the external loop. Once again, Sony, Apple, because here you have been given 0 and 0. Now if I wanted to print this one and then this one next, what I need to do?
Instead of 0, we need to pass the int x counter.
That's it. So here I need to pass that one. Here I need to pass this one. So same thing. This is how I can print the complete values of this one. So that is the reason I asked you to work on 2-dimensional nested for loops. If you have been worked on the nested for loops, now this would be very much easier to print it. Now only single dimensional array. So how you have been done the same way we are doing it, but for printing the both the values. So now you see it, the 0th external loop, it will try to print Sony, Samsung, Acer, and then 1, it has been printed this one. The code is also not too much complicated. It is very simple. You see here, this is external counter 0, external counter overall length I have been taken. So means this is one array and this is another array because it need to iterate in 2 arrays. So now this is printed me 2 times. 0, 1 it was printing to me. Now internal loop I have been created. Internal loop I have been given 0. Now for this it should be less than. This is a variable name and how many times it need to run based upon this counter it need to run. So it need to run for 2 times. So that would be getting it. So first time, what is the length? That many times it will be iterated the internal loop. And second time, how much length? It will be iterated with that particular length. It started doing the execution for this. So this is how this particular internal loop will run and it will try to print me this. And if at all I have anything more, so now if I wanted to give this one, so for an example, I'll say that ABC and print that X, Y, Z. I have given that one. And, close this braces. Now what it will iterate? How many times it will iterate? What would be the external loop count?
3 times.
3 times.
So this is 0th, 1, 2 means overall 1, 2, 3 arrays are there.
Yeah, 3 arrays.
Now the external loop will run for 3 times and internal loop also run for 3 times, and it will iterate internally and then it will print for us. Now you see here, that's it. 0th, 1, 2, ABC and X. Like this, you can give n number of arrays. So all the array values it will be picked up and it will be printed back to us. So this is how this particular arrays, single dimensional array and 2-dimensional array would be executed. So this is where we have been discussed how to declare a 2-dimensional array and how to load the values into the 2-dimensional array and how to access this particular 2-dimensional array and how to get the length of array and the length of the individual arrays, how we wanted to get it, and how to change the values. So we have been get it. So now if you see here, HP is not printing because in the for loop, it was overridden by the Samsung with on HP, and then it started to print on the values over here. So to print this one, so we have used nested for loop to print this particular 2-dimensional arrays. So this is what the basic implementation of a single dimensional array and then 2-dimensional arrays. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So Pina, just give a pause. And Pulamit is joined. Oh, Pina, are you rejecting her?
No, I'm Joshna. Anna. Actually, he went outside.
Okay. Can you allow Pulamit? Okay. Someone is on the video. So can you please check on this? I think Sheikh Imran. Okay, so fine guys, any other questions or any other pointers from the single dimensional arrays and the 2-dimensional arrays?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so then I'll try to hand over. Did she joined? No, not yet. Okay, fine. In the meantime, I'll get started. So once she joined, I'll hand over the session to her. Okay, cool. So now, so we have been discussed about this. What do you mean by single dimensional array, 2-dimensional array? Now coming back to what do you meant by the collections. So we have been started the hierarchy of this particular thing, right? So now we wanted to check. First of all, we wanted to understand what you meant by a collection or a collection framework, so that from there we can get started. Okay. So now, if you see here, so Joshna, it was saying that she was trying to reach and then it was rejecting. So I don't know what it was happening. Are you allowing her?
Yes, Anna, but she did not join it. Ask her to join, Anna. I'll admit her.
So yeah,
Yes.
let's wait for a minute. So
Yeah,
because let her start the session. So I'll just be keep silent of myself. Okay, so Pulomita is our colleague, and she would be one of the proactive student from the previous batch, and then I just wanted her to take these particular sessions moving further, and I'll be there in the sessions definitely. If there is anything necessary, I'll be chiming in, or else she would be taking these particular sessions on these collections. Okay, so by this, I don't want to waste the time. It's over to you, Palomita. So actually, we changed the times yesterday, but today we just started at 10 o'clock itself. I just talked about a single dimensional array and 2-dimensional array. So now we are jumping into the collections. So it's over to you, Palomita. Now all the stage is yours. Take over.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. So hi team. So
Hi.
yeah. Hi. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning. So let's start with the collection without any delay. So like anyone has any concept about the collection before, like any kind of knowledge or something? Okay. Okay. So I'm taking this as a no. So now coming to the topic. So what is a collection? Okay. So what do you think is a collection? What could be a collection? Anyone has any idea what could be, we mean by the word collection?
It's a group of objects.
Yeah, it is a group of objects. So just like in real life, in Java, a group of objects is called a collection. So now coming to the collection framework, the framework might be a new word that you guys are getting introduced with. So framework is nothing but a ready-made structure. Okay, so it has its own interfaces and classes, and they all extend each other, or some interfaces is getting implemented by some other classes. Like that, there is a structure, an architecture. There are some interfaces, there are some classes who are being extended by each other and who are being implemented by each other. So that is what a collection framework is. Now, in the Java, we have the collection framework in the Java util package. Okay. So allow me to share my screen so that I can give you a brief of what the collection framework exactly looks like. So this is the collection framework. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
So till now, whatever I said, anyone has any doubt, like what is a framework or anything?
No.
So as you can see, this is a diagram. Okay, this diagram contains a few square boxes, rectangular boxes. So the blue boxes represent the interfaces, the green boxes represent the classes. As you can see from the index here, and there is some difference between the arrows also. The solid arrows that you can see are representing that this interface is extending. Yes, exactly. And the dotted arrows shows that this implements this one. Okay. So like you guys know the differences between implements and extends, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So can anyone tell me any difference about the implements and extends?
We use the extends keyword in inheritance.
Sorry.
As we can get a extends keyword is used in inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we can implement, we can get all the properties from previous superclass to child class. Whereas implement is used in interposes.
Okay.
Whereas we can implement all the unimplemented methods in the implemented class.
Okay, so here we are saying that an interface is extending another interface, right? So we can see that the master interface of all this is the iterable. This iterable contains few methods. This iterable is extended by the collection interface. And after that, the collection interface is extended by list, queue, and set. These three type of interfaces. Am I clear?
Yes.
Any doubt on that?
No.
No. Okay. So as we know that interfaces cannot be extended to class, they can be implemented only. So the list interface is getting implemented to array list class, linked list class, vector, and so on. Okay. The same way, the queue class is also queue interface is also getting implemented to priority queue. The set is also getting implemented in hash set and linked hash set. So the structure that you guys are seeing here is a framework. Okay, there is a master interface. After that, that interface is getting extended by another interface, extended by another 3 interfaces. Then other classes are also implementing these interfaces. So this is what the collection framework looks like. That is the structure of the collection framework. Now coming to the main pointers of this. So for say, if the iterable interface has 10 methods and is extended by collection, how many methods the collection interface has now? 3. Why?
10 plus that collection methods.
Okay, so collection, first say the collection has 10 methods. The iterable has 10 methods of its own. Now the iterable class is getting extended by the collection. So how many methods does the collection have?
20.
20.
Okay. So for say list has 3 more methods. So how many methods does list have now?
23.
Yeah. So this way, every collection, every interface has its own method numbers. Now, what is the point of using this collection framework? The first question that should come, like, why should we learn it? Why? What is the need of this? So you guys are well aware of the concepts of arrays, right?
Yes.
So in array, what do? We declare the size of arrays, and according to that, we put the values inside it and do the operation according to that. Am I saying the right thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So in array, first say okay, just give me a second. I will open my OneNote so that I can draw a picture. So for array, what happens is okay. I am very bad at drawing, so please don't mind. So this is an array. You have set the size of array to be 4, right? You're containing the value like 2, 4, 9, 10 inside this. Is it clear what I'm doing here?
Yes.
I have declared an array that has the 4 section in it, and inside I'm putting the value. So what is the index of 9?
2.
Like that, the indexes come, right? Am I clear?
Yes.
So now if suddenly I want to increase the value of the array, I want to put another value inside it. I will not be able to, right?
Yes.
Yes, because array has a fixed length. I have declared the length to be 4. How can I add any more values inside it? Because I have already declared the value. If I try to do that, that will show like the array index out of bound exception. So now the point is, while using the collection, it gives us a dynamic field. What is it? First, say suddenly I want to enter another value. So in collection, if I do that, it will allow me to enter another value. It will allow me to enter another value even, to allow me even enter another value. So that is the dynamicity that we face in collection. It allows us to do these things in a more feasible manner. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Any doubt till here? Hello?
No.
Sure. Okay, yeah. So what happens that we get the dynamic size thing here, so that if suddenly we require a field to be added, a data to be put, we can add that. Okay. So now you have a set of data. First, say you have some person's age, someone's name, someone's address, everything you have. You have collected all the data. Now, what will you do with the help of the data? You will just not look at it, right? Oh God, I have gotten all these data and I will look at it. Not like that. You will do some operations with that, right? You will try to sort the data. You will try to delete some, or maybe try to add some, or maybe try to separate them into each group. Like that, you will do, right?
Yes.
To do all those things, collection helps us in a very feasible manner. You can do this with the help of collection in a easier way than the array. That is the reason the collection got introduced into the Java, into the Java. Okay. So what was it? The array has some limitations, like the size limitations, that you cannot increase the size of an array.
Sorry to interrupt you, Pulomita. Are you
Yeah.
sharing some screen?
No, I'm not sharing. I have stopped
okay.
sharing. Anything to add, please, sir? Okay.
Anything nothing is there. You can go ahead, please. I just thought like you're drawing something and showing it, so that's
No,
where
no.
it's okay.
No, I'm not. Okay. So so there is in array, we can see that there is a fixed length. After the initialization of an array, we cannot change the length of the array. And also the data types are declared. For say you are declaring an array as int. That array will only contain the integer value of it, right? It will not contain the string or something. It can't contain it because you have declared the data type of it. So that is an also limitation of array. So these limitations actually caused the collection framework to add in the Java. Okay. So now coming to the framework architecture and its details, I will share my screen. Got it. Yeah. So one by one, we will go forward. Okay. So please, guys, if you guys think that anywhere I am saying something fast or not, you guys are not understanding, just please tell me. Okay. So list is an interface that is being extended by array list and linked list. So list has its own features. Okay. First, say list can contain, the main thing is that list can contain duplicate value. For say you are adding 47 in a list. You can add 47 multiple times, as much as you want. Even you can add null values as many times as you want in list. Okay. So that is the main feature of list, and list works in a sorted manner. Like it will keep adding the values one by one. So now coming to the array list, what does an array list do? So when I'm getting inside the array list, you will know that array list is very much same like an array. It also enters the value in a particular manner. For say, if you are giving the value 5 it will take inside the 0th index. You're giving the value 7, it will take inside the first index, just like it does in array. So now coming to the question, what is the difference between array and array list? Array does the same thing, right? Why do we need array list? The main point is array list gives us dynamic size. You can increase the size any point of time. You can add the values at any point of time. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Sure, like I'm hearing yes from only one person. Where are the others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. So the array list is actually a dynamic array thing. You have the array, you insert the values inside it. The same way you can insert the value inside array list. Only you don't have to worry about the size. You can add any amount of data inside it. But in array, you have to worry about the size. That is the major difference. And also, for say, actually, I'm sharing only one screen. That is the limitation I'm having here. Okay. Yeah. So for say, in array list, this is an array list. So you have certain values. For say A, B, C, D, like the values you have, okay? Now suddenly you wanted to delete the C. You wanted to delete it. Okay. So what will the array list do? It will delete that thing there, right there, and put the D into C's place, E into D's place. Getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
Because this place is void. It has to fill it. So it will move this one there and this one there. Because it follows an index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So before the index of D was 3. Now the index of D is 2. And later now the index of E is 3.
3.
So the size is changed. You guys can see it was 4, now it is 3. That is what an array list does. Okay, and it can contain duplicate value, like what I am putting A here. Again, no issues. It will not show any error. Now coming to the set, there is a set, right? Is it not sharing all the things? Yeah. Now coming to the set, what does the set do? Set is you guys are familiar with the set in the maths, right? Even if you
Yes.
don't, it will be very easy to understand, because set cannot contain duplicate
Values.
Okay, it does not contain any duplicate value.
Values.
So if you give 0, it will take 0. If you give again 0, it will not take it. It will stick onto the previous 0, first thing. So another thing that is important is, as it cannot contain the duplicate values, it will not be able to contain null value twice. Because if you add null value twice, that is also a duplicate, right? You're duplicating the null value. So it will also not take null value twice. It can contain null value, but not twice. That is the major thing about set. So if I just refer you to the differences between the list and set, you can see that list allows us to add any number of null values, but set allows us to add at least one null value in it only, not any more than that. Okay. And also a major thing is the insertion order that I have just showed you guys. The insertion order, the way you are inserting. Now you are adding A. Okay, you're adding A. Where will it be put? A C is not there. This is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. Right?
Sorry, your screen is not visible.
Happening. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes.
So this was the previous insertion order. Now this is the new insertion order, right? Because C is not there. You can see.
Follow me, sir.
So, Yes.
Yeah, Joshna Palomita here.
Huh?
Yeah, Joshna, and Joshna, Hina's wife.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah. Can I admit Saurav too? Because he's waiting.
Chris will say on that. I don't
Okay, actually, those guys are for the 11 o'clock meeting. They are getting joined.
Okay,
You can
okay.
allow them, just not a problem. Whoever joining, you can allow them. So these people will drop and then this will be continued with the next meeting.
Okay, okay.
know. How long do I have this right now?
You have another 2 minutes only, Palomita. So from tomorrow, you can join at sharp at 10:30, and then 10:30 to 11 o'clock, you can take it. At from 10 to 10:30, I'll take it.
Then I think it's 11 only. God. Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to say is the insertion order. The list follows the insertion order. That is that I have told you that SD is not there right now. So I want to add A right now. Okay. So what will it take? It will take the previous index of A, B. D will be put on the 2.
2.
E will be put on 3.
3.
And A will be taking the place of 4.
4.
Again, the size will become 4,
4.
just like the previous one. Okay. So till list I am talking today. I will start with the Q and set tomorrow. Is that fine, Chris?
Yes, Palomita, not a problem. So you can take it from that one from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or else we will do one thing, because 11 o'clock I have the leads meeting, so I don't want to miss that meeting. What else we can do is, if you have any other slot in the little bit early morning, so if you want to take at 8 o'clock or something else, you just let me know, so that you can take 8 to 9, and then I'll take at from 10 to 11. So I'll continue my journey and you can have your sessions over there. Is that fine? You just see that, keep me posted. It's not mandatory. Whenever you have the time, accordingly we can plan for it.
Yeah. That is
Okay. Okay, fine. So guys, just go back, and then once again I'm saying it, go back and then see the videos and then come back. So once you see the videos, you can understand what is the collections, and then how it implemented, and how documentation would be there. So what you need to refer, how you need to refer. So go through that and then come back for tomorrow's session. Okay.